This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. Okay, so what we're talking about today is Mic Geronimo. He pretty much clarifies some things about Irv Gotti. Now, Irv Gotti called him a sucker on Drink Champs, okay? And obviously, you know, belittling him on the documentary with BET about Murder Inc. Now, the beginning of Murder Inc., before even Murder Inc. existed, he was trying to manage Mic Geronimo. And, you know, Mic Geronimo had a pretty big song out, you know, but Irv Gotti didn't like Mic Geronimo because he wouldn't do like a production deal with him. He wouldn't use him for all the production and everything. And, you know, Mic Geronimo said like the last straw was when we went on tour. Irv Gotti was with us and we got into a scuffle because we were out of town in Virginia. Wu-Tang was there, OC, and OC got into it with some other guys, and he kind of stepped in to make sure everything was okay, but then they ended up getting involved in the fight. He said Ralph McDaniels, he said Uncle Ralph, you know, like, so I think it was Uncle Ralph or Ralph? I don't know. Uncle Ralph was there, and he, you know, pulled him aside and got him away from the issue. You know, like he was outside fighting everybody, right? So, but Irv Gotti was nowhere to be found. Irv Gotti didn't help him, and then Irv Gotti would refer to his guys as like idiots, and he didn't feel like a family aspect there. And also, Irv Gotti and his manager had a big problem with each other because he felt like the manager was pulling Mic Geronimo away from him and not doing all the production with Irv Gotti. He also had stated before he didn't like Irv Gotti's beats, and that's why he didn't want him to produce the whole album. That's his prerogative. It's his art. But Irv Gotti is kind of a bully, as we've seen with Ashanti. You know, he keeps at her ever since she left Murder Inc. She says she was throwing up the M's and everything and loyal to them even after the case. She couldn't go to every court date because she was filming a movie in Canada and she couldn't just leave set every time they had court. Irv should have understood that because she was part of the label. And then he really got into his feelings when, you know, they weren't dating anymore. Irv kind of like preyed on her anyways. He kind of details that in the documentary. He was like, yo, I saw them buns in the studio. Then one day I dropped her off and just pulled her to me and just kissed her. It was on from there. But it's like, dude, like, it seems kind of like you kind of groomed her into that position, you know, and like, was it going to last? You had a wife and kids. Nobody was taking that serious anyways. You were a fling for her, if anything, you know, it was for the moment. You had a whole wife and kids, you know, like, don't let people confuse you that, oh, yeah, he was separated. They didn't get divorced until 2013, okay? He was still in a marriage. You know, if you can't respect your children and your wife, how are you going to respect somebody else, you know? So anyways, during the case, they weren't talking anymore. And then when she go to studio, he wouldn't give her studio time. He said, yo, go over there with Nelly and them at Dirty ENT. Like, showing that he was, you know, upset and couldn't move on and do business with her anymore because, you know, she was dating Nelly and he was jealous. So his jealousy messed everything up. And, you know, you saw he had no real, you know, Lloyd was fed up. Lloyd has his own grievances. How do so many people have grievances with Irv Gotti? The only person that stood by him was really Ja Rule. And that's because that was his first artist. And Ja Rule's kind of like just, I don't know, they have some different kind of relationship. But everyone else was, you know, disposable to Irv Gotti. I mean, he's done amazing things. Don't get me wrong. He's part of DMX, Jay-Z. He's done, you know, unthinkable things in the music industry, you know. But, you know, that's amazing. But his emotions, bro, really got him. You know, really ended Murder Inc. Anyways, we'll get more into this other stuff later. Just wanted to tackle that, and then we'll get on to some new stuff. This is Jordan Tower, JT News. Make sure you stay consistent, stay positive. Appreciate you guys so much. Peace.